Imagine booking a five-star vacation, slipping into your swimwear, and heading down to a luxury pool deck, only to realize you've stepped directly into a giant, real-life magnifying glass. You couldn't make this stuff up. In 2009, the ultra-luxury Vdara Hotel opened its doors in sunny Las Vegas, Nevada. It was supposed to be the ultimate oasis of high roller relaxation. Instead, it became an absolute hellfire zone. Because of the hotel's sleek, curved, and heavily reflective glass design, the building acted as a massive concave mirror. It collected the blistering Nevada sun and focused it into a high-intensity solar beam that tracked slowly across the pool deck as the day went on. We aren't talking about just being a bit sweaty here. The heat in this specific death zone reached a staggering 140 degrees Fahrenheit. It was mind-boggling. Guests started noticing that their plastic cups were literally melting in their hands. Disposable shopping bags were dissolving onto the concrete. The absolute worst part, people began smelling burning hair, only to realize it was coming from their own heads. The hotel pool had a literal bona fide death ray. But here is the incredibly sketchy, jaw-dropping part of the story. The Vdara was designed by a prominent architect named Raphael V. Olai. Now, lightning isn't supposed to strike twice, right? Well, fast forward a few years to London, England. The exact same architect designed the famous Walkie Talkie skyscraper at 20 Fenchurch Street. And guess what? The curved glass on that building started reflecting a beam of light so intense it literally melted the plastic body panels of a Jaguar parked on the street below. When confronted, the architect claimed it was all a total coincidence. Talk about passing the buck. He actually argued that he knew it would be hot, but didn't realize it would be that hot, blaming global warming and a lack of tools. To fix the $550 million Vegas blunder, the hotel couldn't just redesign the tower. Instead, they had to buy massive heavy-duty pavilions and giant specialized non-reflective umbrellas just to hide their high-paying guests from the vengeful sky. Laser. The man managed to accidentally weaponize the sun on two different continents, years apart, and claimed both were just minor design hiccups. You have to laugh, otherwise you'd cry. Now, if you think melting a sports car is bad, let's take a trip back in time to Washington State, where engineers managed to lose a massive multi-million-dollar mega project in just over 4 months. It was an absolute train wreck. Opened in the summer of 1940, the Tacoma Narrows Bridge was a marvel of modern engineering. It was the third longest suspension bridge on the planet, stretching beautifully across the water. It was supposed to be a triumph of human ingenuity. Instead, it became a textbook example of hubris and a staple of physics classrooms for the next century. From the very beginning, something was seriously off. Even during construction, when the wind picked up, the bridge would start to bounce. It didn't just sway side to side like it was supposed to, it undulated up and down like a roller coaster. It was so notoriously bouncy that the construction workers, bless their hearts, nicknamed it Galloping Gertie. People from all over the region would drive out just for the thrill. Drivers reported getting full-blown motion sickness just trying to cross it, watching the cars ahead of them completely disappear and reappear as the asphalt crested like ocean waves. Then came the fateful windy morning of November 7th, 1940. The winds were clocking in at around 40 miles per hour. Not exactly a hurricane, but Gertie couldn't handle it. The bridge didn't just bounce this time, it began to twist violently. The concrete roadbed looked like a piece of liquid ribbon being wrung out. The structural integrity completely failed. The steel support cables snapped like rubber bands, and the entire multi-million-dollar structure tore itself apart, plummeting spectacularly into the Puget Sound below. How did this happen? The engineers had completely ignored the aerodynamic forces of wind resonance. They built the sides of the bridge with solid steel girders instead of open trusses, meaning the wind couldn't pass through it. It just trapped the air like a giant sail. The massive $15 million build, which is equivalent to roughly $1 billion in today's money, was completely gone in just 4 months and 7 days. Talk about money down the drain. The only silver lining, there were no human fatalities. The sole casualty of the entire historic disaster was a terrified 3-legged spaniel named Tubby. He was in a stranded car on the bridge and understandably bit the person who tried to rescue him, refusing to leave the vehicle before it went down. 2 massive structural failures, billions of dollars lost, all because some of the smartest people in the world forgot to account for basic elements, the sun and the wind. Back to the drawing board, gents.